welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy, just checking all my things to make sure my, looks like I've got a pretty good connection. Oh, that looks, see, how does that look there? Muy bien. So hopefully, I have, welcome. I'm Christy from Christy's Stampin' Spot. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. So let me go ahead and turn you guys down. Get rid of the title. And there we go. Muy bien. Okay, oh my goodness. So we have a fun card. I'm going to show you guys how to make some really fun. We're going to use this big, oops, that's the wrong one. Let's try to make this right. It's too much. How funny. Okay, we're going to use the Christmas season stamp set, and we're going to actually use one sheet of paper to make 4 cards. So the stamp set that we're going to use, you can find it there in the annual catalog, and it is the Christmas season, page 44 is the stamp set that we're going to use. And you can see that it's just all images, which is pretty awesome. The other one is so funny. It looks like on my little screen it has like me with a picture within a picture. I wonder if that's how it really is. So strange. It's very distracting. Okay. I love this stamp set. It is so fabulous. This was from last year, and I think I've got a couple cards that I've made with this stamp set when it was in a bundle on my my website, and it matches this fabulous Christmas to Remember stamp set. That's the sentiments. We're not going to use this stamp set, but we're going to definitely use the dies that coordinate with the Christmas season. Those images, that stamp set, and you can find those on page 174. And it's the seasonal labels, and they are fantastic. I love these. As you can tell, it cuts out the sentiments as well as all of the images, and it's got a bunch of lovely labels. It's fabulous. It's fabulous one to have. So those are what we're going to use today, and I'm going to use Very Vanilla, and you're going to need your paper trimmer. So here is an example. I actually just used this fabulous stamp set on one sheet of paper, and then I just cut it to make, let's see, which one did this one go to? I bet you this is to the other side. You can make enough to make 4 cards with one sheet of paper with that. Isn't that pretty? So either if you want to make it this kind or this one. So if the traditional book fold, or if you like the upfold, that works great for both. Super family. Oh, my daughter. She sent me a comment that said it doesn't look blurry, and I can talk normal. Awesome. Not whispering, talking normal. Awesome. And the stamp set we're going to use actually though is from the Fitting Florets collection. You can still get the designer series paper, and that bundle, the framed florets bundle, is going to be in the next catalog. But the framed and festive, like the designer series paper, is only available while supplies last. But look how awesome it has the Merry Christmas, fa la la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, from our home to yours, from all of us, Noel. May this season be filled with peace and joy, and have yourself a merry little Christmas. And I'm actually going to use these sentiments today on this card because it's just they just make a really easy, simple, lovely card. It's not exactly the same. You can never do the same design twice, but but they match, which is so awesome. I love it. It's such a fun technique. Okay, so we're gonna use that. And then when I cut, I'm gonna show you guys how I cut it up. And I always love the little pieces. And so the way we cut it up, you're gonna be able to have the little the little strips to go. It won't be the full ½ inch, but we're going to cut the strips off the edges, and then we can use those for the inside and the back of the card. So it matches. Love. Okay, so these are the ones I made earlier. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Set this aside so I don't get those mixed up. Okay, so you're going to start with a piece of berry vanilla. You can, of course, if you don't like berry vanilla, you can use white. And you just need to make sure you definitely need a piece of grid paper for this, or scratch paper. You're going to need to turn it both ways so you can have some stamped off images. So it doesn't matter if it's 100% right. Let's see. You just need it to be in the middle. So it's about 10 and a half. And this is the centimeter side of this. But if it was if you were doing by inches, it's like 4 1/4 inches. You just need to kind of know where you want your middle to be. And that's where we're going to, so you can stamp it across and down ways, right? And then, of course, we're going to do our envelopes. Okay, so then you have to figure out which colors and stamps to use. So I love this set because it has so much. It has big pine cones and little pine cones, so much different greenery, and then the little berries that go with the holly, which is super awesome. So I think I'm going to use the holly. That I actually put that one away, right? Here we go. I need to get that one out. The holly. Get me a nice block for that. There's a rug around in my. Sorry about that. I could just take it off, but that's fine. So these are like the holly leaves, those evergreen, and I'm going to use the evening evergreen for that one. So I know I'm going to use that. And the key is to use different colors. So then I'm going to use the soft suede for the pine cones. Early espresso also works really nice as well. And then I'm going to use the sweet sorbet for my holly berries because I want to use the fabulous sequins. So keep in mind when you're doing this, if you know what kind of embellishment you want to use. So I want to use these sequins. I love these sequins, and they're in sweet sorbet, so they match really nice. Love, love, love. So I'm going to use the sweet sorbet, and then I'm going to use the soft suede, or not soft, the soft succulent for this kind of. I guess it's kind of like a pine leaf. This is going to be like my background filling one. So because the soft succulent is lighter than the old olive, and so it's a great background color. And then I'm going to use my old olive for let's see, I used this one, I think. Yeah, for this one. And then I don't know why I have this one on here. I did not use this one. Grabbed the wrong one. But as you can see, there's like all kinds of different ones that you can pick. You just need to pick different colors that you think you might like. So I want to use Old Olive because I'm going to put it on an Old Olive base. And of course, you can always figure that out after you've done your made your images and stamped your sheet to see which color looks the most prominent. But this is the one that I'm going to use, and it's going to be a lot of that Old Olive, and that's what I'm going to put mine on the Old Olive base. Let's see, I did that with this, the Old Olive. You can see there's the succulent, the soft succulent, and the sweet sorbet, and then here is the evening evergreen. And then you can kind of see more of the soft succulent to the Old Olive. And then I'm going to use the fabulous Old Olive Twill. It's in a 2-pack. It's with the one with that super cute bear and that beautiful designer series paper. I love that designer series paper. Also in the annual catalog. It's a combo pack, the Old Olive and the Sierra Sand, I think. That looks so nice on there, the Twill. And then, of course, these is the dies that I used, the seasonal label dies, and we're actually just going to use this one die because the one bigger than that is too big. It would take up too much of my space, and then the little die didn't fit the sentiments that I wanted. So I'm actually going to just die cut this both in the Very Vanilla and in the Old Olive, and then I'm just going to cut it in half and then set the half over top of my ribbon, and you can't really tell. It's fabulous. But you can see that if you wanted to die cut out your images, they have the images. They have another really fabulous sentiment die. This is a really great, very versatile, the seasonal labels. Love of love. Okay, so let's start with making our own designer series paper. It kind of is like what we're doing, except instead of doing the whole piece, I'm just gonna do a cross. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my evening evergreen and my holly leaf. So I'm just gonna start where I think where it is at the bottom, and just remember you want it to go on both sides. Let's set this up so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna move it down. So this is about my center. And then I'm just gonna, on both sides, I'm just gonna go up the center of my paper, just like that. And I've got it kind of at an angle, but you don't want it to be 100% the same all the way, right? A little bit of variation is good. And then after we do this part, we'll do the holly berry. We're just gonna go all the way up the paper. So it's lovely. I love this. And I'm going to do something similar too with the flowers. There's a beautiful flower set in the new catalog, the new mini. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'm going to do another one right here. Okay, so now we've gone all the way across. Oh, now we need to go this way. And we want it to go this way. Just like that. So we're going to cut it. So we want it to look you just have to do it. You don't have to be like super. It doesn't have to be like super straight or exactly. What we're doing is you're just kind of adding all of the you might want on here. Go. Okay, that's awesome. So now we have our base. You guys see that? It's our base. My the evening evergreen. I'll put that away. Okay, and then we're going to add our berries next. We want to make sure we get the berries go really well just in the center with these. And just remember we're going to cut this up. Get it all there. So pretty. Love the sweet sorbet. It's very nice. Okay. So I'm just kind of putting it in the middle. Turning it around. So it'll look really pretty. Remember, you want to make sure you get it on both sides. Same thing on this side. Just so that make sure you get the berries on each side. And it's okay if it overlaps. In this technique, you don't have to worry about if they overlap each other. You don't have to make a bunch of the little masks. You can use your mask, right, to come over all the top of them. I'm just going to do some space all over it. Like this. Another one right there. There we go. You want to make sure you've got berries on each side, and then after we cut it, if you need more berries are a really nice, easy thing to add. Or if you find you have some spaces, we're going to use that soft succulent one is the one for to add in our extra pieces. Okay, so then we are going to use our the old olive and this one, which is this one right here. So there's another one that has like where you can stamp on top. We're just going to use this one. I am using full strength. Yeah, the full strength is 2. I just re-inked it. Yeah, dude. definitely need to stamp off. Add the color. Yeah, we need that color variation. So just be careful after you stamp off. I just re-inked my old olive, and it is really juicy. And that means this little spot will be really dark. So when I get it done, I will turn it over. I'm going to flip my scrap sheet over because I put the ink is even starting to go through, so I need to make sure I don't want it to get, you don't want to drag your project through it because it's just like your ink pad. Because it's just so dark. I got a little bit extra. But my old olive, when I was like, oh no, I need to add more ink to it. So I did. I usually like to wait 24 hours after I re-ink it before I use it, but I did earlier this morning. My old olive was just really dry. It's too light. Love the old olive. So you can see so it's almost like a little cross, right? Just adding the color. It looks so pretty when it's done. Oops. Did this one too light. See if I can get over it. So if you go off page, make sure you re-ink it, because otherwise you get that weird variation, which you don't want. Nice. Okay, so I might have to come back and add a little bit of this, but I don't think so. I added quite a bit of that. Now, you see there's some little holes. That's where we're going to put the our pine cones. So I'm going to use the smaller pine cone instead of the bigger pine cone. Let's see. And remember, you're doing it on both sides. So I'm going to put it, I'm just going to do one at a time, one part of it at a time. Let's see. Let me put the second over top. Give it that dimension. So awesome. So fabulous. Okay. And poke through. And I love using the Very Vanilla. It's really nice. Oh, so nice. Okay. Let's see. Wow. So has everybody started their Christmas cards? Because this is a really great technique if you don't have a lot of time, but you want to make a bunch of fun. I love stamping. This is so fun to make. I have not started my Christmas. I mean, I've made a bunch of Christmas cards. I haven't done my ones that we need to send out. Not yet, anyway. I need to do that. You have some really fabulous kits, too, if you don't have time. So many options. So many pretty things. Did anybody take advantage of that sale? We had that fabulous sale. I know a bunch of you did. I know I did. The clearance rack of so much stuff on the clearance rack, as well as our we put all that stuff, the last chance sale. A few things that have already sold out. There's still quite a bit left. All kinds of fun Christmas stuff. I love that they brought the perfect Yeti, the perfect partner dies. Got the Yeti. I missed getting the dies for the trimming tree, and I got it. I was so excited. Okay, there we go. So now I've got lots of brown on there too. Well, maybe I need one right here. Let's see. I want to make sure you get like 2 on each side. You can see pretty good peeking out. And then we're going to fill in. So you see how we have all this white? We're going to fill that in with the, or not white, I guess, the very vanilla. We're going to fill that in with our, oops, I got something on my, so, there we go. I want to put that on, keep that on my those are the soft suede, so I don't want to get anything on that. Okay, so this one is the soft succulent, and it's that one fern, or pine, kind of like pine needles. This makes a really great filler because you can do it in. Just gonna add that in. That just adds a really nice, texture. And you can do it in both first in full strength or in secondary, the stamped off, and it just fills in the colors so nice. Makes it much nice full. Just there's something about this that does a great texture. Love, love, love. And the variation of color is what really makes it nice. And I just add this because you never know where when you cut it. You don't want it to show too much. Filling it in. You're just stamping over top of the vanilla pieces, and then on the edges, you're giving it that texture. So pretty. So pretty. And of course, you can use lighter colors or even less, and not as. But if you want it to be not as heavy of a foliage, you don't have to put as much, or even as close. So I put mine pretty close together, on top of each other, and that makes it a lot busier. Much more full. Ooh, it looks so good. So right here, I think I need. It's going to need something there. I can tell it did not get far enough. Love this. So that fills in. So now we have like lots of colors. So there's not like it's not floating. Got. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, so I think right here though needs something. I think I need the red. Let's wait until I cut it. So I'm going to cut it, and then we'll see what we need to add. Let's put that away. After we cut our card fronts, we'll know if there's like a space that needs another image. I think I only had to add something on one of them where I added a little bit more. But then, okay, so there we go. Do you guys see that? It's pretty thick. Got that nice and colored in. Really lovely. See how it's like that. And it's not exactly like this. These ones barely have any, so they're going to be much fuller. And these ones have a little bit more white space. So if you're better than I am at keeping it at a good, the cross in the right center, then it might work better. I'm, let me see if I can zoom this out a little bit. See the trimmer? Okay, so I've got my trimmer. Let's move all my colors aside. And I'm just going to cut it. So this side, when I'm putting it on a card front, I love my card fronts to be 4 and 5 1/4. But at first I'm just going to cut it in the middle. So it's going to be at 5. Oh wait, I gotta do this way. 5 1/2. It's just down the middle. So now I've got 2 pieces, and then it's at 4 1/4. Just like that. And then we can get our exact pieces. that pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so fabulous. Okay, 4 1/4. Awesome. So you guys can see, this is it for the full sheets, right? So it's at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But I like mine to be 4 and 5 and 1/4 and 4. And so I'm going to cut this down. First, I'm going to cut it this way, and that means it needs to be at 4. So I'm going to cut that whole edge off, and I'm cutting all of this piece off, and I'm going to set that aside because that's what I use for the back of my card. And this one is going to be at 5 1/4. There we go. So that way, and I'm going to keep that too, because whether I want the card to go this way or this way, I'll have an extra piece. Okay, let's set that aside. Do it again. And I'm cutting on our images, right? So the short end portrait side is 4. Landscape side is at 5 1/4. And I am cutting off our stamped images. So I'm making my own little designer series paper strips, right? 4. And 5 1/4. See, that one's got a lot less vanilla space in the middle. This one too. There we go. This is at 4. And 5 1/4. Oops. Oh, did I not get that? Uh-oh. Yep, I did. Oh, just a tiny bit. Go. Awesome sauce. Okay, there we go. So now we don't need our trimmer for that. I've already cut up my pieces. So I've got card bases, and so this is the old olive card base. So for the this way, you cut your cardstock in half at the 4 1/4, and this is the 11, and then it's scored at 5 1/2. Or if you want a book fold, it is you cut it at 5 1/2, so it's the 8, 5 1/2, and then it's scored at 4 1/4. So I've got 2 that are book fold and 2 that are top fold, and then I have some very vanilla for my inside piece, and that's my normal 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. This is a piece of uh, sweet sorbet. Oops, sorry, sweet sorbet, and it is the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. We are just gonna put that on top. We're gonna layer it on there like this. Is that pretty? Oh, so pretty. Just goes on there. So lovely. And you just have to look to see if you want it to go that way, or if you think this looks more like it should be a book fold, which I think probably should on this one. Just like that. And that actually has so much of the greenery. I don't think we need to add anything to that one. That one looks pretty good. And then let's try the next one on the red. Love the sweet sorbet. So I thought maybe I was going to need something right there. But this looks like this one could be a good... oh, they both look good. They would probably be... oh, I think I like it better like that on the book fold. So I'll put this one on the book fold too. Just like that. And then I'll wrap our ribbon there, and then I'll put our sentiment right there. So that one looks good. We don't have to add anything. Let's look at this one. So these ones are thinner, with not as thick. And that looks really good on the top fold. And that looks pretty good. We've got some berry showing. It looks like it's got a good variation of color. That looks nice. And, ooh, so does this one. That one looks pretty good too. So it doesn't look like I need to do any extra stamping. So if you wanted to add more color right here. Oh, that one could maybe use a tiny bit of color right there. So let's show y'all just, so before I mount it to any of my stuff, we'll get out the red again, the berries, and let's just add it right there. There we go. Now we got plenty of red there to bring out the sweet sorbet. So that works really lovely. Okay, so then we can just mount these. So you just need your glue, and you're going to mount them first on the sweet sorbet, your pieces that you've made. So just use a glue, get nice on there, a little bit. I love that. So pretty. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it's already December. I'm so not ready yet for Christmas to be here yet. But there we go. So let's go ahead and let's do one of each. There we go. I don't know what our time is. Let's see, we've got one more here. Go. Nice. Awesome. Okay. There we go. Awesome sauce. Okay, so let's just do these two. We got one of each, right? And then we want to use our ribbon scissors. I love the Stampin' Seal. I mentioned that before. I use the Stampin' Seal for the back. So we know that my sentiment, here we go, the sentiment, I need a green, is about this size. Oops. Right, I'm going to have it just like that. Or do I want it to be, let's go ahead. It's easier to figure out where you want your ribbon to go once you have your sentiment, to use your sentiment. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiments while and I'll show you how you make these. Okay, so I love, like I said, I'm using the Framed and Festive, which is so super fabulous. I don't think I put any of those on there. So let's go ahead and let me take this one off. And let's use the 'Tis the Season to be Jolly. I think that looks good. I just really like the Merry Christmas. Have yourself a Merry Little Christmas. You know how you get one sentiment you just really love? And I do really love the From Our House to Yours. So I'll definitely want to use that one. That one looks like it's on here. Here it is right here. It's like I thought I had one out. And then this one, we can do May Your Season, May the Season be filled with joy and peace. That's nice. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Old Olive again because that's our base. So I'm going to use the Old Olive for my sentiment. It's out of the way. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay. Go. And then I'll use the seal and add. Okay, so here we go. This is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. So I'm just going to put that in the middle here. All that. Just like that. Nice. And then this one oh, that was from the inside. So let's just do this. Let's just do both. Just like that. Awesome sauce. Oops. Get that out of the way. That is so inked. Huh. It's so juicy. Okay. Out of the way. Don't want to lose all our little pieces. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, like I said, the for this frame, and I usually do this too with punches, where you can do two of the same, and then we're just going to cut this in half. So just take your paper snips, or you could use if you want it to be like perfect, you can, again, use your trimmer, but I never get my trimmer out. And just cut it in half. And then we're going to use the Stampin' Seal. Add it to the back. then you're just going to set it on there so that you can see it, because it doesn't fit exactly, so it just gives it a little bit of an edge. You see that, how it just gives a little bit of an edge? It's lovely, just like that. The other one. And then there's this little bit of gap in the middle, but don't worry, because that's where you're going to put your ribbon, right? Okay, so let's do the other one too. Another one of mine, this old olive. Cut it in half with my scissors. And I'm just going to add some stamp and seal to the back. You can use glue also if you like. I just have this here. I usually use my craft mat so I don't get seal everywhere. I hate when I get seal on my scratch paper. Okay. Just go ahead and put that on there. Just like that. A little string there. I cut both of my Very Vanilla and my green die cut at the same time. And it does cut through, but sometimes you get those little stranglers. That. The other one on this side. Might be easier with glue. I want to move it around a little bit, but I had my seal right there. Try to get it to be the same on each side. That. We've been okay, and then we're gonna know where we want it to go, right? So like this one, you want it to go up here. I think I want it to go right there, so that way I know that it's going to be right here. So then I'll take my seal and put that right here, and then I will take my ribbon and I will just put it just like that. Snip it. Oops, I didn't get it straight. Just like that. Awesome. Very good. So then I'm going to add the Stampin' Dimensionals. It'll go just like this. And then we'll put the little bow right there. That's so cute, right? It looks so adorable. Okay. And then we can put that on after. Get it onto our base. Just remember you've got a little bit of sticky on the back, so don't stick your sticky back in there. So again, I think this one, I want it to be, oh, is it this way? I think I'm going to do this way. So I guess it's about right here. And you know it's right in the center because that green is going to, because we're using old olive and old olive, that you aren't going to really see that it's missing a piece because it goes right there in the middle. So we want this one to be kind of in the middle. So let's just put that there. And we'll just wrap that. Make sure we get that nice and wrapped the right way. Put it where you want it to go. Just like that. You know, this is a little too high, I think, on this side. Let's see, I want it to be like right there. Oh, I should have just cut it, huh? That would have been smart. Go. And then I should cut it. And then, there we go. That looks good. Just like that. Yeah, this side is still a little high. I don't know why I keep getting that side high. There we go. So pretty. With that, it's going to go like just like that on top. Oh, love. Okay. Now we can move this out of the way. And then let's go ahead and put our card fronts on. Use glue. Card front on. There we go. Card front on. Make sure you remember which way you're going. This is the book fold that goes horizontal. that. And then, what did I do with the other one? That's right here in front of me. This one is an up and down one. A top fold. So, I stuck my hand in the glue. Wow. Oh, it's been a long week. How about you guys? Yeah? It seems like it's gone super fast in some ways and then super long in the other. I'm ready for the weekend. Everyone else, I ended up watching Willow. It was actually quite good. I was really surprised how much I liked the new Willow on the Disney. And we of course watched the new Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. That was fun. So we ended up not going this Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We did not go to the movies. We stayed home and watched movies, which is so fun. We just needed a break. My poor bestie, um, her her parents passed, and they are having to do like the estate sale. So they're like going through everything. Ugh, it's just so stressful. So much work to do. Um, so it was the calm before the storm. So we knew it was all coming. It worked. Here we go. I need some Stampin' Dimensionals. So maybe this weekend we'll go to the movies. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. There is some great stuff streaming, so at least we have that. Plus, I can do maybe I'll make my Christmas cards while we watch something fun. So I'm putting them on the edges on this side. So you don't want to put them in the middle because that's where you're gonna put your ribbon. So you just need two on each side to go like that, and it's just gonna go just like this. So when you're putting them on, though, keep in mind you're gonna put a ribbon. So you wanna so on the one that's horizontal, you'll want it to be more in the center. This one we're gonna go over just a tiny bit closer to this side. And look, I went ahead and I was gonna flip this. But look at it went all the way through. Just be careful. I just want to set this. Sometimes you can get some ink back, and you don't want that. Okay. So there you go. You guys see, just like that. Side. Here we go. And then, oops, I got glue on my fingers. So let's do this. Okay. There we go. So we've got that one done. Now we can add our bow. Here's my ribbon again. And I'm just going to make a really small bow, and I always just leave it on the spool. Do really a small, quick bow. Nothing fancy. So cute. I love this twill ribbon. This is like my favorite size too, because it ties a nice bow, and it fits really nice. I'm just going to angle it just a little. Make sure I got it even. Angle this side. I just need a glue dot. Put that glue dot on here. So close to being done with this one card front. Just like that. Then, oops, I'm just going to put it, I've got it on the white, so it's the vanilla. It's like on the label, in the middle of the label, on the white, but it's so it looks like it's overlapping the wrapped ribbon, right? So it seems like it's overlapping, but it's not. Pretty. Oh, love, love, love. Again, make that tighter. You do that before you add the glue dot, because glue dot will not let you make it tighter. There we go. And then, like I said, I want to use these seasonal adhesive, what are they called? Adhesive back seasonal sequins. And they're in garden green, white, gold, and sweet sorbet. And I'm going to use these sweet sorbet ones. They're so awesome. Here's my little thing. Get that straight. I'm going to add a big one. A little one. And look at that. I can see my fingerprint in the glue on this. Ugh. Of course I did. And then we'll just add another one. I added a big one before. Yeah, I think I need a bigger one. A big one right here. Just random on there. There we go. So now there's our first card front. And then we can, I should do the Wink of Stella. So we've got these really pretty berries. Let's add some Wink Stella on here so that our batteries are shiny. See, this is where we added, I think, a little piece extra. I just got glue everywhere, guys. Wow, a mess today. Go. Yeah, I got glue everywhere. I love these. These are those glue erasers, glue craft erasers. You can get them at like the dollar store, or Amazon, or any of the craft stores. Fabulous. We used to have Stampin' Up! Had them. They lasted forever. I think I still have one from 10 years ago when Stampin' Up! Had it. There you go. There's our first card. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Now let's do the second one. There's another one. So we've already got our ribbon on there, so we just need to add our dimensionals to our sentiment. Again, just like that. I love this bubble water. It's a yummy taste. Grapefruit, sparkling, orange and grapefruit. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Although the black cherry swaps is still my favorite. But it has been years since I've had some. Okay. So just know that you're going to center your label over the top, your sentiment label, so that the green is where where the two old olive pieces meet, right? And on this one, we're going to go also a little bit over. We're going to put our bow there. And if you like bigger bows, when you do the horizontal one like this, you can do a little bit bigger bow if you want. I'm really terrible at big bows. I'll start off trying to give a big bow and then I make it smaller. Just can't help it. Go. I can do a little bit bigger of a bow on this one. Maybe. If I don't, just make it smaller and smaller. Okay. Alright, so then let's cut my little side. This one I did when I was pulling it and to get a little bit. Oops. There you go. Is that even? Like I said, make sure you check it before you put the glue dots on, because once you put those glue dots on, they do not let you change your bow at all. And go. And this one looks like it's too big. Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Again, like I say, I always try to make a big bow and then I go lower. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then we can put the glue dots on. What did I do with my glue dots? In the right way. I already messed it up now. Did I? Yep. Okay. Let's see here. My glue dots on. And I used 2 glue dots to attach my bow. So we'll just put that right there. And I've touched it. Oops. Again, it's a little bit on the oh my goodness, look at that, you guys. I just undid the bow. Okay, so then what you need to do is use your scissor or your eraser. It'll take the glue dots off. It'll also take off like Stampin' Dimensionals. They're really awesome, actually. It helps you not rip it all up. That way I can tie it again. Tie it tight. Oops, I didn't get it good. Now that I've cut it, right, it's going to be hard to get it perfectly the same. Maybe. Let's see. Nope, I can't. I'm just going to go smaller. I'll have to get another piece of ribbon. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. Well, this one's almost okay. Let's say I'll do it one more time and then I'm going to have to just cut it again. twirled it. Oh, that's not too bad. You guys think? Yeah, not too bad. Looks good. Nope, it's gonna drive me nuts. One more time. I pulled it too tight. Aha, there we go. Finally. Finally! Is that like fifth time's the charm? Okay. Now put the glue dot back on. And try to make sure you don't unravel it. Putting your glue dot on. And then I put it, see, that's what I did before. Put it on the little bit of the Very Vanilla. And then once you have it on, if you want your tails to be the same, then you can trim them. Go. A little bit smaller. Trim it at an angle. Awesome! Okay, and then again, I'm going to put some of these. My hair is everywhere. A big one. And a small one. And then awesome. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. It works so awesome. Even when you take your bow just right. I'm going to use some Wink of Stella. Add to my berries for some extra sparkle. And you can always do this before you add all the stuff on if you can remember. And never remember. Always do it at the end. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so now we have our two. So you just make the other two cards the same way, right? And then we want to do our inside layer. And so again, we need those Very Vanilla inside pieces that I've already cut that are the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. We know that we want one that's going this way and one that's horizontal and one that is going portrait. And then we had our little pieces. You guys remember our little pieces that we cut when we first made it? So we know that for the portrait one, we're going to use 2 of the short ones, and then for this one, we'll use 2 of the long ones. Awesome! So we have them for the inside and the outside. Okay, let's get our glue. I'm just going to add them. Now they are going to be a little bit longer because this is what we cut down, right? So I usually just set it on and then I can snip it and make it a little bit smaller so it fits nicer on your card. So it's even. This one's pretty good. Go. So you can cut it flush or a little bit off the edge. I use like a little bit off the edge, not a ton off the edge, a little bit. And then let's turn our other one over. And make sure you look at it first before you add the glue. Always look at it first before you add the glue. Okay, so let's put this on. Make sure you don't have to do too trimming when you're going on this one. Nice. And then we're going to again use our old olive to do our sentiment. So I like for this one, let's do this one is the From Your House to Mine. No, From Our Home to Yours. So I'm going to put it on the back. So I like to have a match as well as the inside. So here's the side. So just like that. Nice. And then of course I want to use my the long one. What did I do with the long one? That's not there. Well, it's right here and I've moved it. Let's see what I did with it. Aha, here it is. Right here. And this is the hand stamped. It says hand stamped from the heart, and it's got the Stampin' Up. And this is, of course, from the limited edition, which is our current Angel Policy stamp set that's in the annual catalog. I love this set. It has a lot of really cute sentiments, but I really am right now loving this handcrafted from the heart. And I will put this on the back. Oh, so it's finished. Love, love, love. And let me close this up while I glue this back in. So the back is done. And then we can glue this in on the inside. And then our first card is done. Just like that. Oh, look at that. It matches so nice. Yeah. Lovely, lovely. So that's our first, and that one's the portrait. And then here is the other one. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get all the things. That, and then just want to do it on the inside. And then remember, this one goes this way. So let's get our strip. And I'm going to just trim it up. It's on the back. That's nice. And then we want to do it on this side too. And yeah, fits pretty good. Yeah, see? Let's see if I need to unzoom it more. Thought I had got it to zoom. Can't tell if it's like a little bit blurry. Hopefully not. Hopefully you guys can see it. Okay. And then on this side, I'm just gonna put this here. That. All the way across. Love that it matches. And then this one, let's do this inside that says that may this season be filled with peace and joy. And again, I'm going to use my old olive. So set that out of the way. Make sure you don't set your stuff into that. Really, I should have moved it. It will transfer to your awesome. There's on our really pretty inside layer. And then let's do it on this one. I love it when it's on the back. And then we have our hand stamped again down at the bottom. So it's like our hallmark. But luckily these are really big sentiments, so you don't have to add another image. So you don't have to really add too much, which is nice. Otherwise you can always, if it was smaller, if you use the smaller images, you could, or a smaller sentiment, you could always then stamp the pine cone on the corner, or any of the other foliage, holly and the berries, maybe even. But I think this just adds just a nice little bit of, and you can always add Wink of Stella to the berries on the inside and the back of the card as well, if you want it to keep going. But oh, look at that! And there you go, our second card. Isn't that awesome? Love, love, love. Okay, and of course you do the same thing with the other two that we did with this one. So when you're doing it, you can get 4 out of 1 sheet. See, we still have the stuff to make 2 other cards, as well as you have the strips too, to also do that for both a horizontal, another horizontal, and another portrait one. So they're very similar, but a little bit different, right? Does that look awesome? And then of course you can see these are the ones that I made last time. They're very similar, just a little bit different, right? So they kind of all match. So fabulous. I love, love, love. Such a great technique. You use one piece of paper, get lots of stamp, lots of ink. You just have to make sure you don't set yourself down, especially when you're using your white or very vanilla, down in this where you're stamping off, because then it will transfer. And you don't want to get that on your pieces. Okay, awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's cards. I love this technique. Don't forget, right now we have the last chance sale going on, and that goes until the 4th of January, right? So the January 5th is when the new catalog comes out. But all these products that are in our fabulous holiday catalog, the July to December mini, it's while supplies last. So those things are going. So if there's nothing in there, if there's anything in there that you want, make sure that you get it soon, because they are going fast. Plus, don't forget to check out the clearance rack. There's still quite a few, but I mean, when they first put it up, there was so much, and there's still so much. So, but that stuff is really good priced and goes really quick. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that, make sure you guys get on and do that. And don't forget, we have the upcoming um, all good things come in small packages, um, which is a fabulous paper pumpkin. I think it's like $23.50 to get the paper pumpkin, and it has an all occasion stamp set with these cute little boxes that you can get to make that it makes for gift cards for all year round. And they have an add-on too, a special add-on where you can also make cards. So matching cards to the boxes, which is pretty awesome. So that is what's coming up, and that's you have till December 10th to get the Good Things Come in Small Packages paper pumpkin. So don't forget to get the go and check out the last chance list. There's great sales and our clearance rack. So I hope you guys enjoyed today and that you had some I don't know, maybe some inspiration to get your Christmas cards done. I know Christmas is be here super quick. We have about a week and a half, I think, until we can get our stuff out before um, to make sure we get it in the mail in time. I'm going to try to get mine done this weekend. I'll be watching some movies while I make it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's cards and that you have a great rest of your weekend. Happy crafting. Bye.